Jason, you want to introduce the pod and what we're going to be doing today?
All right, so what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Tripodcast. My name is JasonNova. I'm here with my brother CrazyRocky, Peter Reacts, and we got Tim, who's fresh to the podcast, but is very much into the know in terms of movies. In fact, he's going to Vancouver Film School.
I thought you were going to say into kinky shit.
And he's into kinky shit. And so he's a big Cronenberg fan, this guy. But but overall, we're going to be talking about The Flash. We got a few different games that we're going to be playing. The biggest thing, I guess, to start off is we'll just kind of do what's new with us. So for me, ever since I saw the Flash movie, I've been thinking about the entire experience and what it means for the what DC overall. It's weighed pretty heavy on my mind.
Nobody gives a fuck. So today, Tim, what, didn't you have a two truths and a lie? No, we will get to your. Yeah. We will get on a real note. We will get to Flash, but that was towards a little bit later in the pod. But we can move that up if you want. But Tim, real quick, did you end up coming up with a two truths and a lie hot takes edition?
Kind of. I'm kind of whittling it down. I'm refining it. I kind of thought we were going to talk about the Flash.
Listen, if you want, okay, that's fine. We'll move it up then, because it sounds like Jason. Cool. And Jason is the host anyway. So, but I just wanted to see if you at least had them. On top of that, the other things that we're going to be doing today is we're just going to be talking. Me and Jason came up with maybe like 10 real versus fake, like these are movies that are being made or aren't being made, and you guys have to tell us if it's real or not. That's something that Peter did last week, I believe, with Disney stuff, and it just turned out really well. This time we kind of just expanded the scope to just anything, so these are just random movies that we pulled that are or are not real. And also, Tim, when we do your two truths and a lie, or two lies and a truth hot takes edition, we'll each get to ask probably one question, because before we did each person gets three questions.
Yeah.
But it was just I think that gives up maybe a little too much. I think at most maybe we each get two questions, but especially since there's like three of us here to ask you, I think maybe even just one each would be fair. Gotcha. But let's just dive directly into the Flash then. So basically, Jason, go ahead. What was your main? First of all, this is going to be spoiler inducing.
Yeah.
Tim has not seen the film, but he doesn't care to see the film. No. We have everybody else here to see the film. Me, Jason, and Peter. So go ahead, Jason.
So I didn't really have. I heard all the people talking about this previous to this film coming out. I mean, Stephen King was raving even about it, and I just heard.
Sadly, Stephen King does like a lot of bad movies. I'm gonna be honest.
True. There was not to it a couple times in this film, so that's probably why he really loved it as well.
True.
But overall, I didn't know what to expect from Flash, the movie. I personally, when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, I'm kind of psyched for it, but I don't want to get too hyped. And then after watching the movie, and listen, whatever he did. But as far as his performance goes, Ezra Miller is one of the best actors in the DC universe ever.
Well, that's true. And
this guy, I mean, he's incredible. So,
no, that's very true. And also, I think it's also real quick, was really ballsy to basically open up with like late trimester abortions, basically, that he's saving these babies from. Because if you don't know, basically, there's a bunch of babies in a hospital that are all going to fall to their death, which, I mean, I guess we can call a late term abortion, I suppose. I don't know what we're calling it these days. And so essentially he did the Flash. He's like this great guy. He goes through and he like saves all these babies. It's absolutely crazy. On top of that, I do have to say, Ezra Miller, yes, I have to agree, probably terrible human being. He obviously has done some bad things even on camera, so we can say that he's a bad guy, but he did the Dead Ringers thing quite well. He was very able to have two very distinct different characters and have them interact with each other in a meaningful way, even though obviously like he's playing both of them, and he did it in a way that made me really kind of feel as if they were two different people, and that you could really easily distinguish them even if they were in the same clothing because of his mannerism differentiation and everything.
One thing I apparently was wrong, because when I watched the film, immediately, for anybody who doesn't know much about Flash, Reverse Flash is yellow. He has a yellow outfit, and that's why when I saw the young
Flash now or some shit.
No, there's other versions.
A different thing.
There's others Flashes.
Holy shit!
Yes.
There's a million Flashes.
Yep.
Oh no.
So basically, I thought the young Ezra Miller character, the one who still has his mom, was supposed to be Reverse Flash. Apparently, that's not true, and he hasn't. Reverse Flash hasn't been introduced, so I was kind of confused about that. I do like the fact that they didn't go back and race swap Iris West. They just kept her as the same, because the Flash TV show, they changed.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's kind of, but
so
overall,
they didn't give into the pressure of these people kind of being weird about it. Yeah.
And it fit everything together, and they even told like a basic backstory for Flash.
Yeah, I think the main thing is that for me is that it was a decent story, and there were good bits of story in there, especially the idea that I think because in my misunderstanding was his father accused of the crime, and then therefore he got in prison. I think that was why he lost both parents. Right?
Yeah, because they couldn't basically his alibi. He found his wife murdered in the kitchen with the knife, and
so
then and on the camera that was being used in the courtroom, it couldn't see his face clearly, so that's why he was.
That's right. That's right. I do. Okay, so I like the way that they weave all of that together,
and Rob
they
Livingston,
make you.
I like the fact that he's the father now.
Yeah, and it really, you can really feel that the family does have a good bond, and it does feel very the thing I think that was weird about the stabbing in the stomach was that it was very quick and sudden. So you go from this wholesome thing to you dive deep into story very fast, which I think can be good, but sometimes it can be a little jarring in a negative way. Here, I think it was in between. I think it did a good thing by not making you understand that you shouldn't feel comfortable, but then later on I feel like they do a lot of things that just either are very random and they just kind of line up together for no reason, just for one more thing that you wouldn't expect to happen at the end to happen. Because at the end, Michael Keaton obviously dies as Batman, right? So people probably didn't expect that to happen. But even that isn't really a risk because, we already were not expecting to get Michael Keaton. I didn't think there was about to be another trilogy of Michael Keaton Batman films, right? So, even that feels like it wasn't as, daring as, it makes itself out to be.
I didn't think they'd kill him.
I didn't. Well, so what did you think? But did you think they were gonna go with more movies for him?
So I thought this was it for Michael Keaton. I just thought
he was
going to retire as an old Batman, essentially, and that was going to be it. But Disney wouldn't have the balls to kill him. I'll tell you that. That's just
Disney probably wouldn't kill him. No, but I still think it was.
Oh yeah,
go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And obviously, I've only seen clips and then looked into what actually happens in the film.
Absolutely, yeah.
Can one of you fine gentlemen who have actually seen the movie explain to me why Batman kamikazes himself?
Nobody knows.
Okay.
That's it. Nobody knows it. Dude. The entire Zod bit and the entire last. Honestly, I blacked out probably the last 15 minutes of the film.
He was old. He was old. He was basically done being Batman.
But there was no. He didn't need to kamikaze himself. Let's be honest here.
He could have
fucking
ejected and glided away to a new spot.
He could have parachuted.
Well, he almost died. He almost died earlier in the film.
I know, but
it's then blend into a crowd Ezio or something.
Give him cancer or something, so then there's a reason for him to do it, right? Because then it's fuck it, he goes out with the thing. But for this, it just felt like he was I'm gonna be a martyr because I'm either heavily egotistical or really stupid.
And the shield was still up.
They did try to explain it, right?
Yeah.
They tried to explain it. They had the spaghetti.
Yeah.
Because the spaghetti said he had to die, right?
Yep, the string spaghetti.
They tried to go with the fucking canon event excuse. Are you
yes,
fucking
serious? Canon event is so much better, dude. Watching Across and Flash within the same week is not.
Yeah, it really shows you how bad this film actually does. And yeah, now that I'm thinking about it more and more, because I think the main thing that I liked about it is that it was, first of all, I like that the CGI wasn't like pitch black, like, because fucking at least they didn't do that, which Marvel has the worst, most disgusting CGI. Although I do agree that this has some pretty appalling CGI to the point where it looks almost comical. So
one of the explanations I heard is because there's a scene at the end of the movie where you see like all these different, basically various futures, the multiverse all around Barry, and he's the center. It's a coliseum, and it's meant to be like almost like a watercolor effect to make it blurred out because of how Barry sees everything. It's so fast. So that's what they were trying to say.
Yeah, but like,
but I'm not.
The
CGI
just they
is
can't
still
do
bad
it yet.
But
I could see a thing in the future where there's like some trippy wave effect where you can see the different waves of the future and paths and shit.
Like
I
he
could
does
see
the
that.
whole like flash shake thing.
Well, that's true. Where his like the particles like accelerate and shit like that. 100%. There is that, but generally speaking, it just doesn't. They just don't have the ability to do it yet. I could see a future where that might work, but not in, and also not in a live action film. It could probably be done in an animated film.
I just think they didn't finish it, guys. Like, obviously, I've missed a couple Marvel films, but like, is it getting to the point where films are just releasing with like unfinished CG? Like, unfinished in the sense of like, it still needs more polish. Like, it's not like it needs another like 3 months of.
Well, Marvel just recently fired the lady who was leading up the whole kind of VFX division, and when it comes to Quantumania, the CG for the most part in that one is passable, but there are some scenes where it's just horrendous.
Most of that movie is horrendous. Fuck you.
Right. So, but the thing that came out was that I guess she had taken resources from Quantumania and pushed them toward Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So that'll happen, but also it's like it's crunch time. Like these studios are like, well, we need to have this show, especially for Marvel and I think DC for these like big universe movies. Is like, well, this show is coming out this date, and these people won't understand what this thing in the show means unless the movie comes out before then. Yeah, and rather than push back two shows, then they just release one crappy movie just so the show makes sense, and that doesn't seem like a valid sacrifice to me.
Well, then you do the and then they're working on that because Disney does a lot of other things other than just Marvel, and that's one of the bigger problems is they take all these CGI artists and they just kind of work on Little Mermaid, work on this Marvel
and apparently
film,
they're working like 100 hours a week, and then a lot of them are like
they're tired. I mean,
obviously,
it looks like their work is exhausting.
And then they get shit on for work that it's like they're probably putting. It's like also things like Cyberpunk 2077. Probably everybody that made that game wanted to make a really good game.
Or No Man's
Sky. But you have these people or No Man's Sky. There's a lot of these projects that are like they have like these people behind them that want to do good things, but because the suits at the top don't understand how fucking anything works. They push forward everything in a way that brings everything down. And I agree. I think most of the time the issues is, again, and I think Tim has brought up this point many times, is that we just need to start having more standalone films. Can we please just, and I think that was one thing that James Gunn said that he was going to start allowing to have more of, is just like standalone things that don't need to cross over, because I don't need to see every single fucking film lead up into another film. We've already done that. I'm not going to get the same hype as either.
I don't need the Joker to connect to anything.
No,
Joker can be Joker 2 with the new one.
Yeah, Joker 2.
It can be its own thing, and that's even you're right. Like James Gunn did say that. He basically said, no, this will be its own universe.
And Robert Pattinson's Batman doesn't need to be necessarily connected to anything else as well. And I think that these are the proper decisions to make, because then also like Tim is saying,
more variety.
Yeah, and also like Tim is saying, it sets up this thing where you're constantly trying to play catch up, because you have this thing that you need to explain before you get to this thing, and so then they'll start taking fucking random storylines and meshing them together in ways that'll like, it's like, okay, well now we need to fucking move Spider-Man to the center of fucking Marvel. Okay, well fucking now we're gonna make it that everybody forgot that he was that he was Spider-Man, but not that Spider-Man exists, but that Peter Parker exists. Right?
Well, so
I can't, like, the weirdest fucking explanation.
James Gunn said about superhero fatigue. He was like, there's no superhero fatigue. There's fatigue of bad comic book movies.
Yeah, of course.
And that's kind of half true, because I think that the problem is there's so many of these movies that you have to see this, to see this, to see this, to see this, to understand it, that they're asking for too much effort to be put in. When it was just even when it was only like, and I say only loosely, 19 movies up to like Endgame, it was so kind of tightly, for the most part, tightly kind of paced out of like every movie kind of had its point, and then end credit scene was just the stinger for the next film.
Yeah.
Now these films are like there's scenes throughout the film that serve nothing to the film and are only building the universe.
Well, if you or
fatigue comes into.
Peter, have you or Tim, have you watched Secret Invasion? Because I know it just came out.
Yeah,
Like I
it's
literally,
rated decently.
I forgot it came out. And
I've heard a lot about it, and I totally agree with the Endgame point. Like I went and saw Endgame with people that hadn't seen every MCU film as well, and like you didn't need to watch every film to get like what was going on.
Yeah, of course.
You just need like a general overview. Now it feels like I can't watch like Quantumania because I haven't seen like whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
WandaVision and this and that.
Well, WandaVision was still filming when like the Multiverse of Madness came out, so things got fucked up because they didn't know what was going on.
Well, yeah,
and
I
Elizabeth
know.
Olsen even complained about it.
And then
said
they just
everything was
waste
being
her
rewritten.
character, but then she's now maybe alive, and then they like take people, like half kill them just to bring
It's
them
just
back
about.
for no
It feels
reason.
like it's more about I think everybody's kind of in agreement here. It just feels like everything is just rush to get as much money as possible.
Yep.
Without, and before it was like this movie, like the new Marvel movie will come out in 3 years.
Yeah.
It used to be a waiting period, and now it's like, oh, in
now
6
it's like
months,
2
this could
days.
come out.
Every 5 days we get a
And
new
now they
fucking
just
movie.
announced.
literally.
I saw like a news article that yes, indeed, they are delaying the Miles Morales. Not
of
cross the
course
Spider.
they are. Beyond
Yeah,
the-
it's going to
beyond
be
the
a big
Spider-Verse.
delay. So
Yeah, obviously. I say 2026. That was my first guess.
Is this the Vulture one?
The Vulture one.
Vulture article?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh yeah, the culture article.
Because
Okay.
like it's weird. Like they haven't confirmed anything, but everyone's saying like all the staff is saying like it's delayed. But I don't get why they're not. They need to come out and say it because people are going to get pissed the closer it gets.
Well, yeah, obviously. No, I already have people in my comments saying I can't wait a year. Let alone I was like, I hate to tell you, buddy, it's gonna be a lot longer.
Well, when
than that.
I mean, like Loki took 4 years to make. Like when you take
Makes sense. It's a
when
fucking fire show.
when you take longer on projects, they come out a lot better.
Yeah,
when you
absolutely.
take a year to make something and then hurry and rush everything and edit it all together because you have to meet a deadline for another movie that's coming, so it all makes sense. It really just screws everything up, and that's why I'm kind of excited to see what James Gunn does, especially since he's doing different universes and not all one together.
I think interestingly enough, did any of you guys read that full like expose? Because I saw like the cliff notes, like I kind of skimmed it, where it was like kind of shitting on, I think it was Lord. Because apparently the reason the film took so long was not the animation time. Apparently they finished it like within a couple of months, but he made them redo like most sequences.
Oh, really?
I was seeing there was something about Amy Pascal, who's I guess CEO there of Sony Studios.
I keep seeing that name.
She was saying that it was like they re-rendered the film like 5 times or more because she was saying the story wasn't right. And then I was seeing stuff about her and one of the 2 directors fighting about it. And so that's just added an interesting wrinkle to it of like, depending on
it's like, really weird. But,
is the director the asshole here, or was they fighting a corporate?
Well, because the Spider-Man movie came out perfect. I couldn't have thought like it would be.
Yeah, although like some psychotic directors can make some pretty great shit. Stanley Kubrick being one of them.
Like the Vulture thing I skimmed was an interview with an animator, and the animator said that they did it correctly, but he made them redo it because he didn't understand 3D animation. And I was like, that's a really weird take to like.
It's a bold claim too. Like this guy
really
did like both Lego movies. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he did.
I just watched the Lego Batman movie. That movie was funny.
Yeah, no, there's
I didn't
the Lego
realize
movie
how funny that
is
movie
pretty
was.
great.
Yeah. Also, like a really quick comment here: the Lego
absolutely.
Batman movie.
Yeah.
If you remove the fact that it's Legos,
for sure.
it is top tier Batman story and film.
Oh yeah, it's
like,
it's
if you actually look at on paper with the
I can't believe you guys. Wait,
Batman
Peter,
is,
do you back them on this? Peter, do you back them on this?
I haven't seen it in a very long
Fuck
time.
yeah. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Don't back them on this.
Like
They're
6
fucking
years.
nerds. They're fucking
No,
nerds.
but if you actually look at the
Listen,
story it
that's
tells
the
about
most-
Batman,
Did you just
it
tell
is
me-
depressed
dark
because
So wait,
there's
hold
no
on.
more villains.
Okay, wait.
And
Where
he
does
has
it rank
nothing
amongst
to
the?
do, so it's
Where does it rank
hilarious.
amongst the Dark Knight series?
I would say it's up there with the Dark Knight.
Bullshit. Bullshit. See, now he's
here's
fucking
what
No,
I
with
I'm
me.
not. I would say it's
Now
up
he's
with
what I
fucking
would
with
rank
me.
it would go Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Lego Batman, close behind Dark Knight Rises.
All right.
Okay, you know what? Okay,
I
see,
like
that's
that.
the
That's
only
good.
way I would have accepted that, and now I will watch the movie.
And
I've
then
never
Joel
seen it.
Schumacher
I
is
have-
Batman.
I have never been able to watch Dark Knight Rises in one sitting. I don't think I've
Really?
completely seen the film.
you
I've
saying-
seen like
Are you joking?
sequences.
You just put it all together in
Yeah.
your head, and like all
Yeah,
the different parts you see.
I'm pretty sure I've seen most
You
of
just
the
stitched it
film
all together.
over multiple viewings, where I walk into a room and someone's watching it, and I go, "Oh yeah, I haven't seen this part yet."
Yeah.
That sounds like a
It's
great
like
way
on
to watch a
TikTok
film.
when there's like a 7-part video and you can only find like
Oh
parts,
yeah,
like, one
and there's like
through
Yeah, yeah,
Subway
yeah.
Surfers
It's-
underneath it
that's-
every
yeah,
time.
That's
Yep.
that's how I feel about the Dark Knight Rises.
Dude, for
I
some
can't find
reason,
parts.
young
Right.
Sheldon is like on TikTok apparently, trends often, and that really depresses
Yeah,
me
yeah, yeah.
at the state of our society. Anyway, sorry, go
Dude,
ahead,
you
Peter.
should just try watching it. Chuck on Subway Surfers gameplay underneath, and you'll probably
Dude,
get through it in a second.
Fucking, you know what?
Somebody
That's
put that in
possible.
your comment section recently, didn't they, Rocky?
I think they
They
might
said, like,
have.
This desperately
Also-
needs Subway Surfer. or something?
Yeah, they did actually. Also, real quickly, but there's a fantastic television show called Bluey, and so basically, it's a television show about a cartoon dog. Think about Peppa Pig, except Australian
Stay-at-home dad.
blue dog. It's a stay-at-home dad based fucking show.
They go full
Absolutely
Cronenberg
fucking
on
based.
Dad.
They go full Cronenberg. It's fantastic. And it's a child's show that went
Australian,
viral. It's
show.
Australian,
Yep.
and it went viral on TikTok with Subway Surfers underneath it, and was all over for my For You page. So me and Jason downloaded every episode because we couldn't get it to work with a VPN in Australia. And I'm gonna say, top animation up there with SpongeBob, and that's saying a lot. It's a fantastic show. Anyway. I just wanted to put that little piece of information out there.
So yeah, let's get back on track.
Let's get
with
back
Flash.
to what we're
I
talking
don't think
about.
anyone in Australia has seen Bluey.
Big.
by the
Wait.
way.
That's hilarious.
Bluey
Big.
is Bluey is like more popular outside of Australia than it is. There's like
Really?
merch and like
So
toys and shit, and
funny.
I've never seen it here.
Dude,
Is it
that's
like the
hilarious.
Australian equivalent of anime? That's your guys' anime?
Yep, that's their anime.
It's something
yeah,
you
but I think
export for
there's
the
a lot
rest of the
weebs
world to
and
love?
stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
there's like a lot of weebs in Japan, but there's not like I've never seen a Bluey band. Like when
Okay.
you brought it up, yeah, I was like, I mean, I know what Bluey is. I didn't even know there was a
Dude,
TV show.
I didn't know this was a thing until basically I was one of the fucking, you know how there's like the Danny Gonzalez's and like all that, like those like commentary type YouTubers. One of them, it might have been Nick is Not Green, did a video on Bluey and how like there were like these videos with like
Yeah, I think it was
hundreds
Nick
of
is Not
thousands,
Green.
yeah, like hundreds of thousands of likes on them, and all these like comments talking about how like I'm American, but Bluey is my comfort show, and so immediately I was like, Jason,
It puts me
we're
in a better,
reviewing
yeah,
Bluey.
it puts me in a better mood.
Dude,
That was
honestly,
all the comments.
It was
Just
the
like-
most wholesome shit ever. By the way, No Hard Feelings. That was a movie with Jennifer Lawrence that we have. So Peter, you said that you didn't think it looked very good. You haven't seen it yet, right? Or do you plan on
No.
seeing it?
I'm tossing it up. I don't know. Like it's an interesting role having like watched the Hunger Games films like growing
Okay.
up. So
So we'll
like,
leave
have
some
you
certain
seen,
parts out of it.
She's Out of My League.
no.
No. Like something about Mary. So
Yeah, like I
it'd
I
be
get
like
the
a
vibe
Fairly
of it.
Brothers type of comedy. Like
just-
really, it has a lot of heart.
So basically,
yeah,
the
like,
main
every time
thing.
I've seen the
Yeah.
trailers, I've been like, just like it's weird that I see Jennifer Lawrence in this role. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's
No,
going on?
it's
agree.
true. It's very weird. There's one scene in specific. I'm not gonna really talk too much about it. That was like very jarring. That was weird, but was actually really funny. And then on top of that, it was actually
reminiscent of a Viggo Mortensen
scene in a bathhouse. If you know what that is. But so basically, there was it was weirdly wholesome. I expected it to be like, because I really hate gross out humor.
Matthew
it's like my
Broderick
number one
looks
thing.
90. I don't know
Dude,
what happened.
Matthew Broderick looked like he's gonna go get
I'm
Marty
worried about
McFly
him,
and jump
right?
in a fucking time machine.
Yeah,
Bro looks like Doc Brown over here. Anyway, so basically the entire time I was expecting a gross out fest, and I really hate gross out humor, and especially like sexual gross out humor. It's just so childish to me and whatnot. But for this one, it gave me like a again, like Failure to Launch type vibes if you've seen that film, but with much more like, it felt much more real, the interactions between like Jennifer Lawrence and the kid, and on top of that, like, it had a really good moral, and it ended in like this really like wholesome place, and it had like a really good message overall, and it kind of started to go into how like she really needed him in order to get out of the place that she was at, and then he needed her in order to get out of his shell. It was like a really good movie actually at the end of the day, and I was very surprised. I thought it was going to be mid.
The acting was so good.
Yeah, it was actually surprisingly really good, and I thought it was going to be a gross out, but it was good. If
we're just talking about movies, update. I watched Spider-Verse again.
Okay. Yeah.
And I want to rescind every complaint that I had. I liked it so much more the second time.
Okay.
Dude, we gotta watch it again.
Yeah, there's multiple versions. What is this? I didn't even know this.
Not. That's a lie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's multiple versions out in theaters.
Are you lying to me?
No, I saw this today. Like, there was an article that said there's multiple versions of this movie.
Wait, how
is there like an extended version?
Well,
then,
I
see.
think
Why would you like? We need to bleep this in post. We need to bleep this in post. But why are you gonna? You can't like do that and then not expect me to go to every version to see if one's different or not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. You can't do that to people. You have to tell us that you're going to put out multiple versions and allow us to choose to see which ones they want.
I just wonder what parts they changed.
God damn it. That's upsetting to hear. Well, now you brought my mood down.
I was expecting to really... I had one of those cinema experiences where, like, we got in there, I took, like, a friend, and there was just, like, a fucking excursion or something. There was, like, 20 kids. And I was like, oh, great, kids. And then when the trailers came on, they started chatting shit. Like, that trailer for that new DreamWorks film that's like a Kraken thing.
Oh, yeah.
When that trailer ended, the whole group of kids, they started screaming, like, one guy's like, I'm not watching that. And they all started going, look, shit. And I was like, oh, no, this is going to be so bad.
Yeah, that's how you know it's
God, they shut up during the film. Like,
no, that's great.
They were like, wow, this is so good, we can't talk. I was like, yes. Shut up.
No, that's good. Yeah, Ruby, the teenage Kraken Ruby Gilman, the teenage Kraken does seem very, very weird. It's a very strange title.
I don't remember the last time I had a good theater experience. I think that's something like
so
after
sad.
Everyone came back from COVID, everyone was just kind of used to watching everything in the living room. So every movie I've been to like even during COVID, like when Tenet came out, it tried to kind of give the movie theaters kind of an adrenaline boost a little bit too early. There were people who there was one guy who straight up brought in his laptop to like do work.
Dude, that's so dangerous.
Like, what the hell?
Holy shit.
That's another level of disrespect that I've never seen.
Not hear a damn thing that happened in the movie, I also couldn't see because this guy was on like max brightness in the middle of like the front row.
Wait, hold on.
Where was
California?
This?
Yeah, in California.
In California.
Dude, what is wrong with you people down there? See, this is why I keep saying we need to separate the North from the South. You fucking people, we are the North and the Northern Californians. Me and Jason, we've been to multiple theaters.
52nd state.
And every theater we've been to has been nothing but the utmost respect and
we
nicest
saw Quantumania, and I just hated every moment.
Yeah, of course.
The Spider-Man movie in the
every
theater,
person,
that was such a great experience.
We've never had a person. I haven't even had so much as like there was one time in my entire life in the town that I live in that a kid took a laser pointer into a movie theater. He got like beat by his parents or something, and it never happened again.
Well, okay, fantastic. So I go and I see Guardians Volume 3 with my parents when they were in town.
Terrible film.
And I see it, and a lady behind us is explaining the MCU to her mom in Spanish. Like out loud. It's like, oh, lady, there's a little bit too much to explain here in any language.
Bro, that's just like a free commentary track.
No, just in case I was confused.
Mystery movie theater.
Should have paid extra for that.
That's what. Yeah, that's what movies are. That's what movies are missing. Yeah, the commentary.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, but like, it just kind of shows like how good some of like the visual storytelling points were in that movie, because then like they shut up.
Yeah.
And I could tell the only times they would shut up was when the visuals were telling the story more than like the dialogue. I think she was live, like translating for her mom. I'm convinced.
Well, they should have those goggles that gives them the captions in the different languages.
So it is weird that I had to go up to Canada from Southern California to hear someone translate a film into Spanish in real time.
Dude, that's how based Canada is.
I mean, they should have that like armchairs with like headphone jacks to plug in, and it's just
the Spanish version.
Yeah,
so fucking lit.
Or
That's
any
crazy,
language actually.
I've rarely had like really bad experiences. Like all the films I saw in COVID, I was like the only person.
No, Tim is, I think, psychotic. I think Tim is fucking with this girl. I don't think he says any of this. There's no way a man took something into a fucking. Nobody took a laptop into a theater. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tim.
I mean, it's different.
It happened during Tenet. Okay, so have I told you my plan for my theater someday?
No, you haven't.
So it's going to be this theater where you get like 2 strikes, right? The first time, like a little thing like shakes your seat, and it's just like a little warning, a little like light comes up on the little like side thing, like not enough to distract people, just like enough to be like, yo, you're a problem. After that, when you're a problem again, your seat gets taken down underneath the theater and it closes up on top of you, and you sit down there in the dark and think about what you've done for the rest of the film, and then at the end of the night they let them all out the back.
That's fucked up.
That sounds really cool. I like that plan.
It'll teach people not to ruin the theater experience, you know?
No, that's true. Yeah, that's a punishment.
If you are so much of laughing out of turn, you will be punished swiftly.
Yeah, if you're laughing at stuff that's not funny in a film, I think that's cause for punishment.
No.
So how much investment are you looking for?
I'll take anything I can get.
I'll give you $5 for 100% of the company.
I'll take $5.
So in a Shark Tank,
you even have an LLC set up. It would cost more than $5 to set up the LLC.
No, I mean, you pay me $5 and I'll let you try to pay for
I'll
the LLC.
just rip your idea anyway, like a pirate.
That's fine.
Anyway, we have things to get to.
Yeah, Flash is.
So we kind of talked. I think we kind of like got. I think we got an idea of Flash. I think we all thought Flash. Tim hasn't seen it. I think we all thought Flash was like fairly mid, in that there were certain bits of it that were good, certain bits that were bad.
You guys thought it was fully mid?
I thought it was oh, you thought it was horrible?
Really
I thought it was mid.
I really didn't like it.
Oh, yeah, I just thought it was mid. I'm just at a straight 2 out of 4.
I feel betrayed by Tom Cruise, like, hyping this film up.
I thought it was hilarious. They had Nicolas Cage as Superman in it.
That's not real.
Nicolas Cage's Superman was in the film, and I was just like, geeking. I was like, yes, they actually fucking did it.
Here's the crazy part about that. Apparently, when they did the Nicolas Cage thing, they are claiming it was actually him on set and it wasn't a CGI body double. But I've seen the footage. There's no way in hell that's a real human being.
No, that's not. No, it's not. I've seen the footage of him behind the scenes.
They tried to clone him, and out popped that thing. It kind of reminds me of the Matt Damon puppet from Team America: World Police, where it came out, they said it kind of looked like, you know, stupid, and so they just had him go Matt Damon.
It actually reminded me of when Mummy Returns and Scorpion King. The Rock comes out as the Scorpion King.
Too smooth,
it was that type of CGI.
Dude, that was so bad.
It was so I was like that. There's no way that's. But there was a lot of different Easter eggs in the film I like.
What's the thing going around with like the what's his name, like Brendan Roth, the original
Oh yeah, Brandon Roth.
Is there's something going around that they didn't approve it, or is that just people?
Okay. So there's a couple of wrinkles to that. And Rocky, I want to kind of hear your take on it, since I'm pretty sure this is kind of the first time you're hearing about this particular bit.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
There's a couple things. There's a guy who was in the Flash TV show.
Got it.
And apparently his character shows up in the film,
Understood.
and he made a post to Twitter saying, I know life has been crazy, but I think I would have remembered filming for a multi-million-dollar movie.
Oh,
like,
yes.
They just use his likeness.
Oh,
so
Just as a CGI
they
double.
took this scene directly from the Flash TV show. It was the 1960s Flash. He has the steel helmet with the two wings on the side.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but yeah,
So-
basically, I didn't realize until today. I watched like this video on all the Easter eggs of the movie that it was. He didn't know that he was in
Here's
it.
the thing. Technically,
What's
they can.
the legality between that? Like,
So yeah, that's
having-
exactly what I was about to go into. So here's the thing:
mean-
they're technically it is their footage, and they're allowed to do whatever they want with it. Now, apparently, there is of course, union contract between the Screen Actors Guild and just whatever the fuck else. And anyway, generally speaking, there are rules to how people's likenesses have been used. However, certain things like AI hasn't necessarily been like weaved in yet. Now, my guess is that he can sue and get royalties probably based on the fact that he probably has a contract stating that any use of his likeness would provide him with some sort of royalties in response. But generally speaking, like, as long as they own that piece of media and there is no other type of like legality surrounding it, they can do whatever they want with it. Particularly, of course, when things go in public domain, especially, like, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it, obviously. But if you own something, as long as you don't have some other piece of contract that says, hey, you're not allowed to use this in the future for this thing or that thing, which obviously then we get into like, well, hey, we have to move the laws of technology and we can't even keep up with fucking technology as it is. There's so many like weird gray areas there. But so generally speaking, my assumption is that he would be able to sue to get royalties, but they're probably full within their rights in order to do that.
Yeah, it all depends on his contract.
It all
based
depends
on
on
how
his
much
contract,
the movie is
yeah.
lost in 1 week. I think the royalties would be like $10 a pop.
Yeah, well, especially because the royalties, I believe, if like usually they're supposed to be negotiated out ahead of time, but generally speaking, I believe it is proportional to whatever percentage of the film that you're in. So if you're in like 0.1% of the film, you're going to get like 0.1% of whatever the portion of that generally goes to the actors would get. But yeah.
So the difference between the DC movies being able to use this guy's likeness, and so the CW channel, right, has their own kind of DC stuff going, and they kind of have different rights for those. In the same way that they were not allowed to use Daredevil in the MCU until after this particular contract lapsed. Right before the Spider-Man movie came out. So just because it's still under the umbrella of the company of Marvel or DC owns this thing, there are still division of TV territory and
that is
territory.
Only
HBO
so
owns it all
long.
now?
That is typically only as insofar as they were purchased with those pre-negotiated rights, right? So once everything falls under the same umbrella and those term contracts come to an end, technically everything can just move things about as they want because they are under the same umbrella. Then they do have to have proper paperwork to show that one thing was moved to another or these things are worked with each other. But generally, if the upper management wants to do something, as long as there aren't pre-negotiated contracts, they absolutely can do that. And so then the question is just like, how long were those contracts for? And usually it's for like, hey, you have 5 years to use this, or you can do this many series or this many movies, and then that license gets pulled,
like even like the Gotham TV show that was on Fox and that.
Oh, I remember they said "fuck you" and they used Joker even though they weren't supposed to.
Well, they didn't name Joker. That's how they got away with it.
Yeah, but they literally put him in the costume and everything.
I always forget his name, but that dude
Cal Monahan.
Yeah, he's such a freaking great actor.
Yeah, he's a
fantastic
actor.
I didn't even know there was the Flash stuff. What I think I read was like the black and white Superman.
Oh yeah, George Reeves.
Oh
and people were saying like
George
Reeves.
Yeah, like old
George
1960s,
Reeves.
I
I think it was like 1940s or 50s. He played Superman on an old TV show way back in the day.
Like
and
that makes sense. Yeah.
After playing Superman, he was having a really, really hard time getting any other roles because everyone was kind of typecasting him as like, well, you're the Superman guy. He couldn't get like any work, and he despised the role of Superman after that. And it's like, did this guy end up like committing suicide, or was it OD, or like something bad happened to him because of the role of Superman screwing over his career?
Yeah.
And then they throw him into this movie.
Here's the issue, right? When did that happen? Right. What year did that happen? When did he do the project?
I mean, I think it was the 50s.
Probably 50s.
When did he die?
Probably 70s.
Okay, so there's 50 years after. So yeah, they might have.
I mean, the one thing
wait a minute, hold on. They might have just went into public domain on that one because I think at that time period it was literally the death of the person.
Well,
plus
they also
50
used
years.
a robot that was part of the whole scene.
Oh, really?
There was like a box head robot type thing that Superman took on in the 1950s thing.
Yeah.
So, and then that was included. But the other thing I was kind of upset about was the fact that they tried to Princess Leia Christopher Reeves instead of using just live footage from the movie, because they did this. There was a Supergirl movie. I can't remember the actress who played her, but they took footage from that movie and then and they put it in the movie. They took actual footage from that movie. They didn't do the same with Christopher Reeve, so it looked really weird. And I just I hated how. And
again,
they did that.
I would love to see all of these people sue and hopefully see what happens. That would be great.
Also, the really confusing thing about that is Superman Returns, 2005, the one directed by
that one guy,
Brandon Singer, right?
Yeah.
That's the one that we don't talk about anymore. The Superman in that movie canonically is supposed to be the Christopher Reeve Superman. Okay. So why didn't they just get that guy back? Why did they CGI old school 70s Superman?
They're just dumb, right? I think.
It sounds like they need to just update.
Well, the Kevin Spacey.
Well, also it's just cheaper to to take a thing than it is to get a guy. It's always cheaper.
That's true.
That's literally it.
That's what filmmaking is all about: is puppeting around the CGI dead, corpses of people who once were artists.
Yeah, they actually gave a fuck about.
I don't like this practice.
Well, this is where we're at, guys. This is cinema.
Yeah,
I mean, I do like the girl who played Supergirl.
I like the girl who played Supergirl.
She's fantastic.
Is that the
woman who gives it? You know what I mean? She's young, so we're gonna go with Supergirl for now.
But the ending I still have no fucking clue what they're doing, because George Clooney shows up at the end, and it's not Joel Schumacher. It's not Joel Schumacher's world though. So it's weird. Yeah. It doesn't. I don't know what happened in the timeline to make George Clooney's Batman all of a sudden appear in Barry's now world, because that's not Joel Schumacher's.
Yeah, exactly.
The script said so. They wanted something for people to clap at, and that was George Clooney.
Yeah. I mean, I clapped. I mean, I was happy about it. I mean, I like that.
Dude, no.
It's a terrible Batman film.
No, I actually no. I am hating it. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm hating it, because also again, there are parts of it that just feel so jarring. Like it feels like we jump from we're at Barry's family, and then we need to have Batman and have his. Well, and then we have to get over here and we have to do Supergirl and all this other shit, and then we have to shoe in Zod, who actually was very fucking
shoehorned into Justice League because fucking
that too.
WB had to rush everything, and they had to. So that's why we had
I really hate that Zod was very, 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 very good. Yeah. He was very threatening, and I really felt it, and we get no time with him. Batman kamikazes himself because fuck it. Fuck it. That's fuck. No, me and Jason came up. Apparently in the UK, they came up with the Fuck It Act of 2012. So everybody just does things based out of the Fuck It Act of 2012.
Yeah, okay. Well, Christian Bale was asked multiple times over months and months if he wanted to be in the George Clooney spot, and he told them no. Every single time.
Let's go.
So they're like, well, I guess we're going to ask George.
Let's fucking go. Base Bale. Dude, Christian Bale is a true artist. I swear to God. He and Robert Pattinson are,
he held up the weight of Thor Love and Thunder.
Absolutely. Wait, what'd you say, Peter?
I said, was he that good in Thor Love and Thunder?
Yeah. The whole movie was terrible. but like he was the only thing. And then also the only good part that was actually like good through and through, there was two bits. Is the first sequence where the god basically tells him to go fuck himself, and then there's the sequence in the cart with the kids where they're like joking or talking about like Thor like knocking people's heads off, and then he takes the puppet and rips its head off in front of him and is like, oh, now when you see it you don't like it, which was like such a great way to get that message across in such a dog shit film. Anyway, so there's like two great parts in that film, and it's literally both just Christian Bale doing Christian Bale.
Thor and having like a daughter type thing is hilarious.
I think that worked at the end. Yeah, at the end that worked.
Potential that could have, but
yeah, I think that the ending of like Thor being a dad, like he kind of Chris Hemsworth gives dad vibes. So I don't know. Anyway,
I should know this, but Clooney, which film was Clooney?
Batman Forever.
Yeah.
No, Batman Forever was Val Kilmer, who won't be. He wasn't in this.
Yeah, was Val Kilmer? Did Val Kilmer like kill somebody or something?
No, Val Kilmer
No, did he do something? Did he say the N word or something? Did he do something?
Was he battling cancer?
He was battling cancer. Oh shit!
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. I thought he was saying racial epithets. No, that's on me.
Oh, Batman and Robin. By the way, it was Batman and Robin, real quick.
Oh, yeah. Batman and Robin. Yeah, wait, I like Batman and Robin.
Yeah, no, that's what Mr. Freeze. I'm Mr.
That's my guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
it's not good. It's not good, but it's my guilty pleasure. I do like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Arnold's perfect as Mr.
only
Batman.
Yeah, Arnold is perfect. Yeah. Okay, so guys, we should actually we have two games. First of all, we have Tim's thing. Tim, are you ready for your thing? Okay, so so you're going to give us we're going to get 3 hot takes. 2 of the hot takes are lies and you don't believe
things I don't believe, yeah.
Yeah, and one of the hot takes is a truth that you do believe. And then we each get to ask you one question to figure out what the truth is. So, Tim, what are the 3 hot takes? And I'm gonna just come over here and I'm gonna get a little notepad so I can make sure I have
get a whiteboard.
Yeah. That would be lit. Okay, go ahead, Tim. Go.
Okay, so we'll start with this one. Return of the Jedi is as bad as the prequels.
Okay.
Okay.
What's
the indie genre needs to go into a coma for the next 15 years because it is just discount Wes Anderson all over the place.
Well, that's just like... Dude, that's not even a hot take. That's just saying a fact. Okay, anyway, the next few...
Okay. And then the only way to save face for making DC movies popular going forward is to restore the Snyderverse.
Well, that's obviously a lie.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive that's a lie.
No.
No, hold on. Actually, because here's the thing. I want to argue for why Tim could believe that, but I know that he's just giving us that one for free.
Oh, wait, in Wes Anderson films, like all of his characters are supposed to be autistic, right?
Yes.
Like that's just part of the.
I'm pretty positive. Yes, we can say that.
Well, because
we're autistic.
they all act, they don't really have
autistic.
emotion. There's no real emotion to these characters for the most part.
None of them care about anything.
It feels like it's just like they just live their life.
So for the Snyderverse, here's the thing.
2 weeks in a row as well.
So real quick, here's the reason that it could be, right? Because what you could be saying here is that overall there is like the DC films, and there are a set of people that are really, really dedicated, hardcore fans,
lunatics.
And that those insane lunatics are large enough in quantity that if they were to restore the Snyderverse, it could rejuvenate the fan base in a way that could potentially save face. Although I think you may, if you were to actually make that argument, then you would have to kind of say that you still think it will go to shit because Snyder doesn't really know how to run things.
You're admitting Snyder's a good director.
Like, that's why it doesn't work.
The business side of it.
And I haven't asked you a question. I haven't asked you a question. That was
that
was my thing. So I just want to be. Just making statements here. Now, what was the other? The indie genre. See, that's the problem with me for the. So why do you? No, that's too basic. The indie genre, and can you give me the indie genre one again, word for word?
A lot of indie films are really good.
Yeah, the indie film genre needs to die for like 15 years.
Okay, when you talk about the indie film genre, you're talking
like
are you talking about things that are like are you saying that there are a lot of really like top tier, maybe even way better than the mainstream movies that are indie? However, there's a large swath of the community that just tries to rip off Wes Anderson. Is that what your statement is?
Yeah, I mean, it's like every time a trailer comes out for an indie film,
okay,
I look at it and it's like, oh, okay, cool. You're shooting everything with way too much headroom for no reason. Everything's 4:3 aspect ratio, and you think you're Wes Anderson.
My guess is that it's the Return of the Jedi is as bad as the prequels. I think you believe that. Okay, you guys go ahead and give your
even like indie in film, because like I understand the very specific definition for gaming, but like is like an A24 film an indie film?
Yeah, like smaller budget.
Yeah,
films.
A24 is indie. Yeah,
A24 isn't a studio.
Like
also Blumhouse. There's Blumhouse, but A24 is one of the primary ones. What do you mean?
Yeah.
That's obviously one.
I mean, well, Blumhouse doesn't function the way that A24 does. A24 is only distribution. It doesn't produce films
that's
beyond
fair. No, that's
after
fair.
like they're made.
No, that's fair.
Blumhouse would make.
Would it actually make the film itself? Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
fair. Anyway, sorry. Did Jason? Did you answer your question?
Yeah. So yeah, I think you guys asked this same question I had for like the indie films things, but I mean, I'm trying to think. So listen, I outside unless the Ewoks were in Return of the Jedi, I thought it was absolutely boring. I don't like. I'm one of those people that did not like Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
I only like the teddy bears.
Dude, are we sinking in? Wait, Jason, are we sinking in on? Are you? Because that's what I said. I think is his.
However,
his hot take.
I like the prequels, so that's
something.
Oh
wait, you like the?
I don't know.
But we know Tim. No, Tim doesn't like the prequels.
I gotta
Tim
go
knows
with
the
Return of
prequels
the
is
Jedi.
bad. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I
That's
think-
my boy.
I
Okay,
guess
Jason.
gotta go
I
with
mean,
that one.
not Jason. Peter. That's not a fair question for like what does the indie genre mean? Let's give Peter another question. Unless you just want to go with us.
Yeah. So how? Because I mean, you guys have already kind of discussed it. But I don't know, so I'll ask: how bad exactly do you think like Return of the Jedi is? Like, do you absolutely despise the prequels, or do you think they're bad or alright? Like,
Okay,
you think Return of the Jedi is as bad as them, but how bad are we talking?
so the way I explained it to a friend of mine, right? Because he was telling me about like,
it's real. Holy shit. Okay,
I was explaining this to a friend of mine. He was like, the prequels are boring, but it's really about like the stuff that it kind of talks about is more interesting. Like all the projects and shows that came after it made the prequels worth watching. And what I told him was, if I drive through the middle of nowhere in freaking Kansas, bored out of my mind, just because I get to New York eventually doesn't mean I appreciated any of the time I spent in Kansas.
Yeah, but you
That's fair.
appreciate how long it took you, and then you're like, I finally made it to New York, so maybe you're more excited to be there.
Nah, fuck that.
Okay.
No, I've never been to New York. I would never be happy to be there. So, I would say that the prequels are just a waste of air. Like, if they didn't have the title of Star Wars tacked on them, they'd be a forgettable sci-fi. Like, they would have like a weird cult following, like every film does now.
Acting carries those films very much.
The acting carries it
The
ironically.
prequels?
Yeah, Natalie Portman, Ewan McGregor.
Dude, no, you can't be. Wait, are you being like ironic, like as a joke, like as a meme?
No, the only
Like Sam, like the Sand movies.
What?
Like where he's like
Porn carries
sand.
those.
I hate
So-
sand.
What?
Like that movie.
What movie?
Or we're talking about the prequels, right?
That's not even part. I
It's
don't know.
episode
What
Do
you're
you
talking
not remember the sand thing?
How do you not know this, Jason?
Do you not know this? How do I know this if you don't know this?
I don't remember this.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, well, I'll have to. That's a separate thing. We can't take
you
a
can't
side
hate
note.
on Ewan McGregor. You're hating on Ewan McGregor.
Dude,
Okay,
listen,
also,
Ewan McGregor's
the only
comical
good
there.
actor in the entire thing.
But even
okay?
then, he's comically memeable. Like I would still say in that
Natalie
movie.
Portman.
Terrible. You
No,
know how I
no.
feel about
Yeah,
Natalie. Portman. You
yeah.
know how I
People-
feel about Natalie Portman.
people only like the prequels because of the memes. There, I said it.
It's based. No, that's very
with
based.
Jar Jar Binks and Watto.
Dude, no,
and
come on. See, you as you're saying these
Darth
things,
Maul
you
is
can't
a
be
dope.
serious,
I
right?
like Darth Maul. I
Well, of
always
course,
like
but then
Darth
they kill him
Maul.
in the
You
stupidest
put
fucking
on
way.
the prequels, even for a diehard fan, they're gonna be on their phone doom scrolling until the meme scene pops up, then they'll laugh at the
Okay,
meme scene.
so
and then
let me-
move on.
Wait, Tim, it's
How-
real. Wait, no, wait. This already proves it. This is real. I feel like Tim is saying
Well,
this so hard that this has to be
did
like
you
what
see
his
Reve-
opinion
did
is.
you
There's
see,
no memes from episode 6.
Did you see Revenge of the Sith in the theaters when you were a kid?
No, I
Okay.
saw it like right when it came out on DVD.
So when Yoda sits there and pulls out the lightsaber in Attack of the Clones,
Okay, yeah,
everybody
I
in the
know.
theater popped because
Yeah,
we
of
all
course,
were
everybody
waiting
gets
for it.
excited,
And then
yeah,
when
I
he
know.
finally goes and he starts fighting, so for me the prequels are.
Fucking
I
Rocket
love the
Goblin,
prequels
Okay,
because
so
it's
your
a memory.
experience that you had with the
yes.
prequels was
Yes,
good. That's
in
a
the
fair
theater,
thing.
yes.
But the dialogue is abhorrent.
Well, no,
and
George
an
Lucas's
an
excuse is he wanted
sad
to make
excuse.
it sound like a Shakespearean opera.
Well, no. The idea that stories rhyme is not even untrue. He just doesn't even know what it means. He
Yeah.
doesn't know what he's saying when when you say good stories
Well,
rhyme.
George
He
Lucas
has
is
no
a terrible
idea.
director.
Well, we all know this. So anyway, sorry, Tim.
Yeah.
So Peter, have you sunk? What's your answer going to be? What do you think of the three?
Yeah. It's tough. I think the prequel hate is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
But you think the Return of the Jedi it might not be?
No, I'm not sure if he's
It's one of the OGs.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's only the fussy bears.
But I know Tim hates George. I know Tim. Well, I know that Tim at least thinks George Lucas is a bad director.
Yeah.
And that's the first one, right?
No, it's no.
What?
Well, not the first one. Not which number is it in all of the sequences?
6.
Yeah. Well, so that's the third. Okay. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
So the first what year did it come out?
86?
Okay. Yeah. Exactly. So my point is, it's the one that came out like the first in the lineage of the
Yeah,
Earth.
because when it was
Not of the fucking storylines.
76 or 78,
God
I
damn
think A
it!
New
What
Hope
the
came
fuck?
out.
I don't
No,
order
no.
things by your fucking episodes. Fuck you.
Four.
They come out in order, or they don't come out at all. Come out in
What's he
order, or
talking
don't
about?
come
Yeah,
at
I don't
all.
think
Rocky.
Don't do prequels.
Rocky.
Don't do prequels.
Rocky.
Don't do
Rocky.
prequels. Don't do
Six.
prequels. I'm
This
fucking
is
mad.
the end of that trilogy. It's the last film from the 80s.
Anyway, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. No, that makes sense. Either way, it's still fucking bad.
film, though.
It is still bad. Yeah, it is a bad film.
Yeah,
Either way.
I never liked. Honestly, yeah.
He's
As I've
convinced
gotten
me the
older,
other way.
I'm starting to see Star Wars as overrated.
It is overrated. It is definitely
But
overrated.
it's so many childhood memories. It's hard to like separate that now at this point.
It positively impacted the VFX of the film industry forever. And,
Oh, yeah.
like
Yep.
nobody can take that away from Star Wars.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
with
fair.
when you see how they made like the original like episode 4, and you used like how they used models and all this other stuff, and it was so ahead of its time, and yeah, it's great.
So
yeah.
so real quickly, I want to say that Tim, if the answer is the indie one, that's an excuse for a hot take.
If it's a
and I'm upset
Snyderverse one,
about
we
you.
can't be friends.
If it's the Snyderverse one, I actually have some respect for you for that one. I'm not gonna lie. The Return of the Jedi one is just, I think, based. But the indie one, I feel like, is a cop-out excuse. But what's your final answer, Peter?
I think I'm gonna have to say Return of the Jedi, but the
Okay.
more you hated on the prequels, the more I
Yeah.
was like, maybe it's not true. 'Cause
Fair.
It sounds like you hate them just so much more.
That's true. Maybe the Snyderverse thing he thinks is a better business decision but he doesn't say short term or long term. He just says save
But like,
face.
Well, you didn't ask.
well, I
I
should
agree with
have.
that.
We should have. I know now,
Wait.
dumbass. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
I feel like
Okay.
Natalie Portman is the only reason why
Usually
I like
you
the
get
prequels
15
now.
days in a courtroom, all right? I only got 5 minutes.
I agree with what you said, Rocky. Like the second two feel like the lies because they're more kind of other people's takes.
Yeah.
Like the Snyder thing is like it's a business decision, and the indie thing is like they're both
It's just
like, not
generic as fuck. Yeah.
personal.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Jason's gonna have me make Tages an IPA from Wisconsin.
IPA from Wisconsin. Yeah, it's really good, right?
Holy shit!
Yes.
You guys can actually make good beer. I'm really
Gotta send
surprised.
some of that over to.
Dude, that's actually really good. What the fuck? That's probably the best beer I've ever had. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, pirate
you gotta
water.
send some of that
Pirate
to
water.
Peter so you can drink at the same time.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we will. That's called
It's
pirate
Sex on
water.
the
It's
Beach.
actually really good.
Sex on the beach is the
Pirate
flavor.
It's
water.
fucking delicious.
Yeah. It's got 10% alcohol.
Dude, we can all be sharing
Yeah, it tastes
Wisconsin.
kind of like an energy drink without like the
Yeah, it has like this orangey
Rockstar
citrus
type
flavor.
thing,
It's
yeah.
really fucking good. I like it. I'm drinking a Buzzball because I'm a woman.
But anyway,
so Tim,
what's
please.
the answer?
Or wait, so Peter, you sunk it with Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Tim, what are we going with? What was the real answer?
Well, what was you and Jason's?
It was Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
It might be the Wes Anderson.
It's too generic, and I'll be so
Give us
disappointed.
the fake ones.
all right. Last chance to change your answers. Anyone?
No, there's no changing answers.
You know what? Just to be different, I'll go Wes Anderson.
No, you can't,
Really?
Tim. Don't
that's
you?
the one you're gonna switch
Yeah,
to?
yeah.
Really?
See, don't do it. Don't do it. He's trying to trick us. He's trying to trick us. We know it's the Return of the Jedi
Yeah,
one.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah, it's Return of the Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. But see, actually, and here's the thing too. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
you
it's-
told me that before.
It's the I think
Like
it's
word
the
for word. I think you said those
There's-
exact words to me
Well, it's
before.
kind of
Tim.
like, it's nowhere near as good, but it's like how I imagine. I can't imagine what it must have felt like to see Jaws in the theaters when it first came out. Like
would've been cool.
there's certain movies that I wish I could go back in time
That'd
just to
be
experience
cool.
in theaters at the same
Alien.
time.
The last-
Alien, yeah.
The Last Starfighter.
E.T. creeped me out as a kid. So did Edward Scissorhands. So
Pink
neither
Flamingos.
of those.
No,
Oh, Jesus.
dude, why the fuck do you have to do
What's
these
wrong
things?
with you?
You're such a fucking piece of shit, man. We're having a nice podcast. That's like bringing up the Serbian film at dinner. That's terrible. Why would you do that?
Oh wait. So
Next time I
Jude
have
Law
dinner
is
with
better
you, I'm
than
just
Ewan
gonna
McGregor?
unpromptedly
Better
say
not.
Serbian film and then go quiet.
Jude Law is better than Ewan McGregor.
No.
Okay.
No.
What?
No. Yeah,
Okay.
No.
All right.
Ewan
Well, I'm
McGregor's
just saying
better.
the acting is really the actors are really good in the prequels. That's what I was
No, but hello
Jude Law
there
isn't even in
is
the
not
prequels.
like a great lead to
What?
like given
Jude
line.
Law isn't in the prequels.
No, Ewan McGregor was.
Yeah, he was. I don't remember. Where was the Jude Law comparison coming from though?
Because I don't know. Every time I think of Ewan McGregor,
you
I
think of Jude Law.
Jude Law's
Just
Okay.
because they're
Fair
both
enough.
on that same
That's
level.
fair.
Of great
Okay, that's fair.
actors,
They're
so.
both good actors. I agree. Okay. So that was actually
Yeah.
really fun
I'm
and
glad
insightful.
that was the true one because, like, I feel like the only thing I know about Tim is just the love for some characters from the sequels.
Where did the
I've
where
just
did
seen
the
this, like,
indie film
Okay.
thing come from?
Okay. Let's all calm down here a little bit. I wouldn't call it
I'm
love.
curious where the indie film thing came from.
Well, that's just the
'cause
most
I feel
generic
some
thing
truth
possible.
is behind that.
No, of course it is, but it's the most generic answer
I
possible.
don't think the questions I got about that, I didn't kind of get into like the depths of it. Like I used to be like very much on a hate train of like the indie genre as like
Well,
a cancer
yeah, no,
film.
I remember, and then we showed you the lighthouse, and then you had to open your eyes to how good that true cinema can be.
I didn't love it, but it was better than the first time I
you
saw
literally gave it like a 3.5 out of 4 or something.
it. It was 3.5
How
out of
dare
9.
you? No, it was not.
Yeah, I mean, it was
3.5
better
out
than
of 9.
Clash at the College.
Dude, why do you
That's a
people bring
lie.
these things up? Okay. I can't understand. Okay. Okay, well, that was fun and insightful, Tim.
What about Silence of
and-
the Hams?
Okay, dude, let's not bring up the worst movies possible. So, to go out on, we had
Have
a
you guys
final...
seen Star Wars Down Under?
What the fuck does that
Star Wars
mean?
Down Under?
Is that a porno?
There's
sounds
there's
like
a Star Wars film. There's an Australian Star Wars film.
Are you serious?
Is it really?
Yeah, yeah. There's a indie. It's like a group of friends started making a film, and it's like a 90-minute like feature. It's actually really good. I think the premise was like the Empire outlaws beer, so it's like the Jedi are trying to like save beer or something.
That sounds
Oh, that's
hilarious.
actually a really funny idea.
It's
Yeah,
a
we're
really
gonna look
good
that up
one.
and watch
Especially
that.
We'll
since
have to
most
watch
fan
that.
films is just like they bring all their Star Wars toys into the forest and then they just shoot like a 10-minute action scene and that's
Yeah.
the whole short film.
True. Very
That's
true.
like 99% of fan. I had this friend who was like, "You got to see this Star Wars fan film. You gotta." And I was like, "Does it take place in the forest?" He's like, "Well, yeah, but this one's different. I'll watch the first 3 minutes." And I'm like, "You're lying to me.
Yeah.
It's the same thing."
One of the best ones is the one where the kid in the plaid shirt is swinging a lightsaber.
What? What the fuck does that
That's a deep
mean?
cut. That's a good reference, actually.
I really like the one with the all girls queens. Yeah, that was my favorite.
Okay.
Star Horse.
What about the Ewok
What?
movie?
What?
The Ewok movie.
What?
Ewok movie was good.
Caravan of Courage.
Yeah. I feel like there's like 5 people on the planet who know the name of that film, and we got 3 of them right here.
So stupid. I've never heard that in my life. What the fuck is that?
Well, we had Wicket.
It's like
Wicket
the second
is
live-action Ewok film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first
Okay.
one was
Battle of Endor.
Oh, you
I
told
think.
me about that.
I think
oh
Battle
yeah,
of Endor's-
Battle of Endor or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, with the little girl that Wicket was from Ridge.
Okay.
Wasn't it?
So we had another. Basically, last week we played a game where Peter had films that were real that were coming out and films that he had made up that are not actually coming out. So we
Okay.
figured what we would do is we would do a similar thing. Some of these are probably going to be pretty obvious, but some of them might not be. And so whatever we tell you can be real, can be fake. Now, this one I think we talked about actually maybe last week with Peter. But so there is a film called Justice League War World, where basically there is the Justice League, and they are trapped in a world where they are constantly at war, and they must unite and become the Justice League because they are not a unit prior to that meeting. Do you think this film is real, or do you think this film is fake?
I'm gonna say it's fake, simply because saying War World
Okay.
is the most difficult thing I've done in my entire life.
Okay. That's entirely
I'm
fair.
not convinced you could convince a marketing team to sell that.
Okay, Peter, what do you say?
I'm pretty sure 5 minutes before the podcast, I saw this trailer on your channel, so I'm gonna say it's real.
Damn it.
It is real. This is a film that is going to be coming out. It is an animated Justice League film, and
Wait, I saw that
yeah,
on your channel. Oh my god.
See, some of these you'll know because I constantly post about these things. But some of these, now we're getting into the ones that are going to be coming out in like 2025 and beyond. So the
Great.
next one is we're going to get harder. All right. There's a film called Businessman. It's a psychological thriller about a business magnate who slowly goes crazy underneath his media empire, and it is manned by Bryan Cranston. Real or fake?
That sounds good. I'd buy into that.
I'm gonna say fake.
Okay. Is there a reason?
No.
Okay, Peter, what do you say? Peter, what do you
This
say?
game is getting real exciting. I think it's real.
Okay, so this is indeed fake. This is something that me and Jason came up with that we really would like to see, but sadly it is not coming out.
Wait, are we tallying up the points here? I want to know if I win or not.
Oh, okay, well, hold on. I can keep up points. So basically,
So it's 1-1 right now.
it's just 1-1. So we'll
Okay.
do one, Tim. And then
The winner
one.
gets Wisconsin IPA sent to them.
Base.
So weird.
One can. It would cost us so
Playing
much
a,
more to send it to Peter. It would
I
probably
actually, had
blow
my
up during the
first, I actually
process.
had my first beer the other week. It wasn't bad.
Nice. Oh, good
Nice.
for you. You're becoming a man.
What type of what was the brand?
I don't know. It was like a custom brew by
Yeah.
a place here. It was like an apple cidery beer thing.
Typical,
Oh,
typical
okay.
fake drinker, beer
Was it
drinker
spiked?
person. Yes, it was definitely spiked. Okay, so real quick,
It's like playing a game show against bloody Ebola, like just full screen on my computer.
It's the first time for everything.
Yeah.
okay, so there is a Minecraft movie that has Pedro Pascal voicing it, coming out in 2025. Real or fake?
Okay. I think, obviously this is a real film, but I don't think I've seen Pedro attached to this.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Uh,
I'll drop you a line here. It's
I don't know
Jason
if you
Momoa, not Pedro Pascal. So therefore, it would be fake on the account that it's not Pedro Pascal.
So you guys are both going with fake then?
what was the Did you say like Pedro is playing anyone or just?
He's just voicing. Pedro Pascal is voicing. I didn't name any other actors.
Only name I've seen attached is Jason Momoa.
Okay.
I think it might be real.
I mean,
are you gonna
like,
go with real? I
film
think
itself is
you
real.
could.
Like,
Well,
Pedro
if you go with
Pascal's
real and you're right, you could get 1 point above Tim. But then again, you could end up lower than Tim if you get wrong. So it's up to you, Peter. What are you going with, real or fake?
I think it's real. I think it's real.
Okay. It is real. Pedro Pascal is voicing. I saw today.
And
Yes,
Jason
he
Momoa.
is.
It is
Also
Jason Momoa, so
Jason
you were right
Momoa
about
and
that.
Pedro Pascal. I saw the only one that I saw was Pedro listed, so that's the one that I named. I did not know that Jason Momoa was even on it. But yes, that's coming out in 2025. So that's a 1-up for Peter. Good on you,
Who
Peter.
is he attached as?
It
you
didn't
say
say. I literally had like
I mean, there's no
a
real
lot of these
characters
have
in
no.
Minecraft,
So I
right?
literally
So-
went with films coming out in 2025 and beyond, and so most of them have like one person attached to them and like
Right.
just the year and not even the date. The next one is the Claw.
IMDb has.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Not to derail too much. IMDb has him listed as Steve, which that can't be true.
Great. That would be fantastic.
No.
So that's the funny thing is they've been trying to make a Minecraft movie since like 2014, and first
Yeah, they just-
attached to play Steve was
Yeah.
Steve Carell.
No way. That would have been
And that
fantastic.
movie
Well,
never
that makes
happened.
more sense than Jason Momoa.
That would make way more
Right.
sense. Yeah, that would be great.
For like, his name is Steve.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
apparently he is Steve, and then Jason Momoa is an unnamed character. That's what
He's gonna be
His name's gonna be
Herobrine.
Jason.
No, he's gonna be
Oh my
Herobrine.
god, he could totally be Herobrine. That'd
That'd
be
be
awesome.
lit. Okay.
Oh wait, no, Bryan Cranston is playing the Ender Dragon, which is weird because canonically Ender Dragon is a female. I did know that.
That is true. No, you do know
Holy
that,
shit.
and you are a nerd.
This film's gonna
all
be
right.
crazy. Like Jason Momoa might be like a creeper that talks or some shit.
Dude,
like,
that would be
ooh.
lit. That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
he's gonna play the creeper from the old 18 plus Minecraft parody back on YouTube in the day.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Remember that video?
No, I don't. And
I remember building a whorehouse in Minecraft.
Okay. Listen.
That sounds
I
pretty
mean, I just
creepy,
remember
a
beating the
horror
shit out of
Yeah, we
Tim
had a
multiple
dungeon in the
times.
basement. We built a
Okay,
dungeon.
let's
it was
move on.
Rocky's idea.
So there was there's a movie called The Claw. It's a horror movie where a stuffed animal comes to life inside a claw machine and has to fight to survive the unending, strikes of the claw. Fake or real?
That's gotta be fake.
A fake. There's no way anyone is talented enough to make a movie over 90 minutes about that.
Okay, that is fake.
So
That
then-
was a thing that we are gonna make.
Do the next one. Wait.
You can do the next one.
Let's see.
So
Here.
we were at
Well, I'll do the one
Claw.
after that one.
So go for it. You can do
Okay.
the so
There's
go
a
for it.
movie that's kind of like a biopic type of movie, and it's called Never Tell Me the Odds. And the whole movie is.
Oh wait, no, we skipped one.
Oh,
that-
well, you
That's okay. You can do the Never Tell Me the Odds.
okay? So there's this movie called Never Tell Me the Odds. Essentially, it's about the George Lucas and Disney deal, but also incorporated in it is the backstory on how Star Wars was made. I mean, it goes like hardcore into like how Harrison Ford and George Lucas did coke with Carrie Fisher in the back and all that type. I mean, it gets really like kind of like intense in that sense.
Show that in the trailer.
So this is kind of like the synopsis for like the movie. But yeah, so the movie's called Never Tell Me the Odds. Is it real or fake?
It's obviously real. I'm gonna say real.
I want it to be real, but I think it's fake.
I want to say I saw something with that title recently, and I didn't know what it was.
Might have been when you were searching for some.
Da 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 da
Wait.
da.
Can I
You can ask a question. Yeah, go ahead.
can I phone a friend?
Sure.
Yeah, phone a friend. Please phone a friend. Is he gonna call you? Yeah, fucking course he is. He's
Oh, I
so
wonder who
fucking
this is.
predictable. God
Hello?
damn it.
Hey Jason, do you know the answer?
I do know the answer. So this is I lost. I don't know what happened. I lost connection.
Oh my god, that's
Oh.
crazy. You
Yeah,
have
I
to,
guess time
looks
ran out.
like you
I
have to
guess
answer
time-
yourself, Tim.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with real.
Okay, it's fake.
It's a passion project of mine that I want to make.
Peter gets a 3, and basically what Jason is gonna do is he's gonna turn it into a who's the guy?
What?
The parody type movie.
So I wanted to have it like there's this movie called Pinball, but also there's a Weird Al movie with Daniel Radcliffe. And mix those two type of films together
and a weird Star Wars movie.
And really show like the drug usage on the Star Wars set. Like,
you're not gonna get sued at all for that.
No, I didn't.
You would never get sued for that.
But I would really want this to be made,
dude. Okay, by the way, so
when you get bought by Disney, it'll be cheap because they'll just use the CG. Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford.
No, exactly true.
Yeah.
So, How to Train Your Dragon live action, real or fake?
Real.
Peter?
No other thoughts on that? Just real?
Dude, he's really confident.
I haven't done well. I think I'm overthinking it. I just have to say what comes to mind first. I'm gonna go real.
Okay.
Yeah. We cover like so much of the same stuff. Unfortunately, I know this one's real.
Oh no.
I think we talked about this one last week.
Okay, well, you know what? Just to give Tim a fighting chance, I would give him an extra point here, okay? We're going to make it 2-3. We're going to give him a little bit of just a fighting chance. Here, let's go to the next one. So the next one is this one. Right, there is.
Okay. So there is this skee ball movie that's coming out. It's basically about the making of, like, the skee ball game. That, you like see at Chuck E. Cheese and that stuff. But it is starring Daniel Radcliffe. And it's kind of like another like biopic comedy type of movie.
Yep.
Real or fake?
I might be too un-American. What is skee ball?
Oh, so basically, if you go to like an arcade, there will be these like usually like this long
wooden
thing,
balls.
like it's like a bowling ball, but they're these
like
little
the size
small
of a crochet
things,
ball.
And then there will be these like holes, and it says like 100 points for this hole, 300 points for this hole, and you have to try to like throw it to get in the hole. It's like some people call it skee ball. I don't know what else it's called, but I'm sure there's other terms for it. But so it's basically like
ball.
Exactly. So it's basically like there was that pinball movie. But this one it's about skee ball, and it's more of like a comedy biopic with Daniel Radcliffe. Real or fake?
I think it must be fake because I feel like the game's even fake. Like, what is this?
No, the game's real though. No. The game is real. I can assure you, the game is 100% real.
You made up this fake American game.
No,
gaslighting
dude, I
Australians.
can send you the pictures. I swear to God, this is a real game.
I don't know if you have Chuck E. Cheese's in Australia, but like they're
it's like bowling.
Yeah, it is like bowling. It's like bowling for children at an arcade.
That's just bowling.
Bowl too. Also, if I remember correctly, we once when we went up to Pollock Pines, we went bowling and we had the bumpers up so we couldn't go into the gutter, right?
Yeah,
I think that's
like that's
too
children's
high.
bowling. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Okay, well let me. Okay,
I'm-
there we go.
I'm
So
gonna
this is a skee ball
say-
machine. This is a real thing that we have in America. I don't know. You guys must not have it. This is a skee ball machine. Like this is a real thing. We are not fucking with you. I swear
I'm
to
not
God.
proud of this.
Dude, that's hilarious.
$9,000 for this machine.
Dude, that machine that we sent a picture of, cost $9,000.
That's like an American like we have those like
They have light
basketball
up
machines
ones.
where
Look
you
at
just
those
shoot,
light
We
like,
have basketball machines.
Look at
too.
the light up skee ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have basketball machines too, but that's great. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
was
we
such an American
invented
thing.
sports here.
Yeah,
in
that's
America.
true. We did
what
that.
is
Wow,
this-
Canada
what is this
invented the
equivalent
NFL.
of? Like, I get the basketball one, but it's
Like bowling. It's kind of like bowling, but
bowling?
like yeah, it's kind of like bowling, except like you just try to aim it. Like if you obviously the goal
It
is
was
to get
more
it into
for
the
children,
center one.
I think
looks
they
like
made
that,
it more for children.
What's that Canadian thing, right? Where you have the like you throw the
Shuffleboard?
ball and then, yeah,
I
it
know.
looks kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a little like shuffleboard. No, I agree. Yeah, the whole idea is literally just that like if you get to a certain get a certain one, you get more tickets. That's all.
What I would do, and I'm
Oh.
sure other kids like Rocky would do, would you basically
You
go
walk
to
up
the,
and then you just
drop
put it in.
all the time.
yeah. You just cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
why
did
there's
that
a
all the
cage.
time.
And then the
Yeah,
Chuck
okay.
E. Cheese employee comes by and scolds you and just
Says
like
you can't
fuck
do
yourself.
Yeah. Then you get banned from Chuck E. Cheese. Anyway, is this a real or fake, guys? We need a real or fake.
I'm gonna say fake.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. There's not enough people can know about this to like be a real film. Like it must be fake.
Okay, it is fake.
It is fake.
It is fake. Okay. Now we have. Here's the next one in a similar vein. Oh yeah, go ahead, Peter.
I don't even know if you guys still have classic, or if you've even been to arcades. The arcades here are so shit now. I saw one the other day, and they have like Flappy Bird and like where are the classic games,
Really?
man?
No, I know. Yeah, when I was a
they have
kid,
like Fruit Ninja
They have
machine.
like
all these
mobile
apps.
games. It's like what the fuck?
Makes me
All of
wanna
these
go to
apps
Japan
that
so
aren't in
bad
the App
because
Store
of the
anymore
arcades.
are now just arcade
Well, I remember
game
when
machines.
Ninja, like the Ninja game, what was it? Fruit Ninja actually was
Ninja.
an arcade game. Like I saw that as an arcade game before I saw it as like a fucking mobile game. Actually,
well, I always wanted to go.
Galaga is an arcade game with like the full like LED thing
Pac-Man
that's like
and
8
Space
feet tall
Invaders.
and all now.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to go to Japan, and the arcades that have the DDR set up because they take that shit seriously.
I'm not. They really do.
And
Yeah.
it's crazy watching people just move their feet that fast.
Okay, so next one, just so we can get through this, and we have another one in a similar vein called Duck Pen. It is about the creation of bowling, and Paul Dano plays the main man who made bowling. Was it real or fake?
What's it called?
It is called Duck Pen because that's the name
That's
of
what
the
they
company.
actually call the pins.
And I guess
I
that's
mean,
what they call the
just-
pins. They
for
call them
short,
duck pins.
They just call.
But
pins.
yeah, the company name was Duck Pen, and so they call it Duck Pen. Similar to the BlackBerry film that was made recently, called BlackBerry.
which was good, except for the director was terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know, Peter. What are you thinking?
You just want to copy my answer.
Well, okay, I'll go first then.
Okay, all right.
Are we allowed to swear on this program?
Yes, you are.
Oh yeah, of course. Who fucking
Okay.
knows?
Biggest. Big
You
biggest.
you guys are full of shit. This is fake.
Okay, all right. Peter, what are you going to say?
Jesus, you have to be so harsh.
Sounds. I think it sounds real. With the details, I'm thinking maybe like it's not Paul Dano or something because I don't know if he would fit.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say real because I feel like there is a film like this coming out.
Okay, so it is fake.
Whoa, we got a tie.
So we are now down to a tie. So now we have two more. Okay. Now technically one is a bonus round. We'll do both of them for the fuck of it. But the first one
How
is.
do we settle a tiebreaker?
Well, so we have this. We have this next one,
Lose
and then
next to it,
if you get a tie on the next one, then I guess it's just there is both of you win, and then we both have to send you
we
a
can't do
singular
that.
IPA. No, we can. We'll
okay,
have
we
to
both
each send
get
you.
IPA,
Yeah,
that's
you
fine.
just both get an IPA. So here's
right.
the first one. The Smurfs musical is coming out in 2025 with Rihanna set to voice a
movie?
character. Yes, the Smurfs musical movie with Rihanna is set to come out in 2025. Is this true or false?
Because you remember how great that other Smurfs movie was.
Yeah, it was so good. It had my boy in it.
Wait, who was the villain dude? Was it Jason Lee?
Gargamel.
Yeah, well, Gargamel is based, even though he's a Jewish
I can't-
caricature. I really feel
Oh, he is. I just thought of that.
You didn't realize that?
No,
Well,
I
I'm glad.
didn't.
Thank you for awakening
Wait,
that.
then what are the Smurfs?
We don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Anyway,
German?
well, this is a family-friendly podcast. We're looking for sponsors.
The amount of apologies, but shit films that got
True.
previewed at Spider-Verse. Like, I don't know why I went to some like kids screening, but like, there's so many bad animated films coming out. I didn't realize there was a Trolls 2. There's like a Trolls 3 coming out now.
Yeah.
There's a lot
I
of
think-
trolls.
The
It's
Puss in
super
Boots movie was
depressing.
really
The
good.
Puss in Boots movie was
I
top tier.
love that movie.
It's true.
So is Spider-Verse, yeah, but
Yeah.
depressingly, I think it must be true. 'cause they're
Okay.
just
And then what do
panning
you
out.
think, Tim?
Oh man, that's tough because like that's absolutely something Sony would do.
Okay.
Like get a
After
musical
Spider-Man?
artist.
Even after Spider-Verse, yeah, no, like they're the Emoji movie,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean.
I'm
How did
gonna.
these fuckers go from the Emoji movie to?
Dude, that's what I'm
Spider-Man?
saying, right?
What?
That's what I have to keep reminding Jason. These are the people that put out the Emoji movie.
I'm gonna
And then they
say.
have Morbius.
Yeah.
Also,
Sorry.
Emoji Movie was the was the quickest made animated movie of all
Also,
time.
Pixels.
From the time that it
Pixels.
was greenlit to making it.
Yeah,
was
also
like
that Pixels
8
movie with
months.
Adam Sandler. We got to remember how bad that
I'm
was
so
too.
sad that they never made the sequel about the memes. That would have been fire.
Facts. Okay, so what do you think?
I'm gonna say it's fake.
Okay, Peter, you have won today's round of true versus fake
Shit.
because that is a real thing.
It doesn't
There is
feel
a
like it's a
there is a
fucking movie.
Smurfs musical that is coming out 3 round. Now we're gonna do the bonus round for the fuck of it because Tim, you could technically just tie it
won,
back
now
up
I
and
have
then.
to go watch the Smurfs
I mean,
movie.
theoretically, he could tie it back up with this one. Let's say, okay, and then you both get an IPA. Everybody's a winner. But let's find out. So the bonus round here is that there is a Tinkerbell movie, live action. Reese Witherspoon, 2025, is the main character. True or false?
Reese Witherspoon.
Yep.
I
No,
thought she
with
got.
the-
Isn't
She's
she
like-
dead?
No, she's like
no.
50 something now.
Yeah.
that would be funny if she's just dead and that's why it's fake.
Okay.
It's still coming out. Jeez, I can CGI her.
It is a Disney movie after all.
Yeah, they got the rights to her likeness.
Exactly.
It's fine.
Amen.
The amount of people that are going to love a live action Tinkerbell, like the people in the theater, it's going to be like 50 Shades of Grey all over again.
I like the girl
True.
who played the Tinkerbell
my
in
God.
Tinkerbell in the the Pan movie or the recent one.
When I worked
Oh,
at
Jason's
Spirit
gonna be
Halloween, one of my managers worked at the AMC theater near my house, and he was like, during the screening, the time where 50 Shades of Grey was in theaters, we kept finding like phallic objects underneath the seats after the
Obviously.
theaters would empty out.
What did you think
Which is
would
so weird
happen?
because it is the tamest rated R film ever.
Yeah, they had to
Um,
mop
It's pretty tame.
Oh.
Okay, so is it real or false? What are we saying, guys? Reese
gonna
Witherspoon,
say-
Tinkerbell.
I'm gonna say false because she's
Okay.
old and
Okay.
they like young talent.
Dude,
Oh,
Jesus.
no.
Peter, what do you say? Peter, what are you going to say?
I'm going to say that I'm like 99% sure this is real, and that we might have talked about it. So I'm going to say false, and I think maybe you should.
No, it is true. You could have gotten a double up on
Damn.
them, Peter. You were so close. You were 99%
I had
of the way
I
there.
had a question if it ready for if it was a tie.
Oh, okay. Well, what was it?
Can I hear it?
Was R2D2 and C3PO in Indiana Jones?
Well, yeah.
Can this be double or nothing?
Also, this is. I don't know the answer because I'm not reading it. I haven't read anything. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they were.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, because they do these weird like cross like fucking things where I remember you could see somebody if you in like the prequels or whatever when they're in like the Senate, you can see some other random like character from one of the other like things. I know
Like
they do.
how,
Yeah, they do like a lot of weird
Easter
crossover.
eggs.
Yeah, weird
Easter
Easter eggs
eggs.
exactly. So I'm pretty sure that that's real. Yeah.
Okay.
But what do you guys think? What do you guys think, Tim, Peter?
I think you can see the avatars from The Way of Water, right?
Oh yeah, that's such a weird fucking thing. Huh? Okay. So Tim, do you think that's true or false? And Peter, what do you think? True or false? Are they in it? Did Tim die?
Yeah.
I feel like you're just waiting for the other person to say their answer.
Go for it.
In the interest of Rocky having to buy 2 beers, I think it's false. Definitely not true.
All right.
So it
They show up in that. They
Then
show
we
up
know
as
Tim knows.
hieroglyphs in the
So now we
cave.
have
Yep.
to each
In the
Yeah.
temple.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yep.
It was either gonna be that one or the code in the Matrix comes from sushi recipes.
That's a weird one. I
Really?
didn't know that one.
That one's actually
That
true.
one I
That's a
did
good
not
one.
know.
Yeah.
That's really fascinating. Okay. Well, that was a really good episode. So now we're going to have to get everybody some Sex on the Beach pirate water beer from Wisconsin and send it to you. So you're going to have to send us your addresses, and we definitely won't send
Wisconsin
any
IPA
type of
is
illegal
really
substances through the mail.
Good.
Is it legal to mail beer to people?
well, the beer's
the
not
quality
illegal.
of the beer that will take like months to get to Australia is going to be so interesting.
Dude, oh, that would be
Gonna
that
be
would
an
be a
experiment.
fascinating one.
It's going to get lost at sea.
Probably will, and actually probably will fall
I
overboard.
mean, we tried like these 2 other IPAs and they were terrible.
Oh, they were the most disgusting things I've ever tasted
Oh,
in my life.
Those
Wisconsin
Canadian
was-
ones. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
thank you for
I'd like to apologize.
Dude,
on
there's
behalf of my
this like
people.
weird dude, real quick side note. There is a guy going around that like sent this woman like 3 different voice notes on Instagram, and the person sounds like Tim.
Cool guy.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
The guy that plays music for old people.
Yes, that guy, dude.
Dude, I was thinking that too.
Yes, Tim's voice,
Oh.
but just like 1
I could
octave
see
lower.
Tim playing music
And
for
that's
old people.
literally Tim.
I could see
I
Tim
swear to
playing
God.
music
I need
for
to
old
hear
people
it.
in an
Dude,
organ.
Can I find?
So he
This
had this.
guy sent like a 20-minute voice note to this
Yes,
chick,
and
like,
he's like
we've
super
never met,
autistic
and
like
we
you,
didn't
Tim.
match
It's
on
like
Bumble,
literally.
but, like,
So
dude.
only
Oh my God.
in Milwaukee would you find a place called the Organ Piper, and it was a pizza restaurant. And in the center of the pizza restaurant was a giant organ, and he would take requests and he would play all day long in this pizza restaurant. They had an arcade in the back, but I could just see Tim playing at this organ. In this pizza restaurant. So that's why it sounded like I was like, oh wait, I gotta see it.
Okay.
Wait, no,
Guys,
what is
I can't
that?
find it. I can't
What
find
is
it.
that? What are you
Peter,
looking at?
Peter, I need you to
I
come and
can't
clutch
find
here, please.
This just reminds me of that video of the kid who calls that girl and he's like, I've been thinking about you and I love you.
Okay, well we have that on camera too. Oh yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah. I wonder what that
No,
kid is
wait,
doing
you know
now.
what? Actually, it's probably
Nothing will
just
beat
creepy.
the kid who played
5 seconds.
on the recorder the Titanic theme.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
If
he
you
really
go
loved
to,
that.
He took it off Spotify.
Fuck. Who
the Twitter
did?
user QUELSEE.
Wait, what was that?
QUEL.
Oh wait.
I can just send it in Discord, can't I?
Yeah, go for it. Is this like the Instagram handle or what?
I think that's what it is.
Is that like the Instagram handle?
Oh,
or-
there's an E. The Twitter handle.
Twitter handle.
QEQLC. I assume it's probably pinned on her profile.
Okay.
Trigger a fan base with one
Absolute
sentence.
fucking
Snyder
crazy.
cultists are a minority and they will never. Wait, Tim said.
We need this.
Okay.
We need this right now, dude. We need this right now. This is like of the utmost importance. No, is this her? Okay, hold on. Let's make sure that nothing is gonna be seen here. No. Okay, where is it? Fuck. This must
Is
be
it
the
not-
wrong person.
No, it's
Hold on.
yeah. If you scroll down, she's got. Oh my god, she's got recent updates.
Okay,
Oh no,
and it's QUELSEE.
dude! There's 20 updates. Yeah, I found it. I'll scroll down and I'll find the actual.
Okay, yeah. If you could
Are we
just link the
talking
tweet.
about the guy who is on Twitter as post Rut Clarity? Is that who we're
Yeah.
talking about?
I don't know what. Oh wait, I think I'm finding. I think.
It's the-
Yeah,
it's the
go ahead
thread.
and send it.
Yep, I sent
Okay,
it.
perfect. Tim,
Oh my
you need to
God.
open up this thread, and I need you to go through and listen to the voice, and like tell me that it doesn't. Okay, here we go. I'm playing it for the people on our end.
It's Tim. It's Tim.
It is
Oh,
Tim. I swear to God.
Alright, alright.
Well, you should just give him a script and then he reads it and then you just match the voices.
Wait. Dude, Twitter is such shit. For some reason, the audio is not coming up.
Wait,
On my
Twitter
end.
is just now shit?
No, it's always.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, they released the One Piece trailer.
Oh no, I know that looked really bad.
They built the fucking boat. It was the whole set. It looked crazy from the photos I saw like a while back, but I didn't watch the trailer yet. But I'm kind of curious.
Hey, Kelsey, how's it
hell
going?
is
Don't mind
this?
me. I fucking
so
hate
surprised
texting.
at how
and
many
Dude,
all
Tim,
that
start
about it,
talking.
So I usually use one of these when
What?
I can.
Why would I start
I don't know
talking?
if you've ever seen a Key and Peele skit, but that's how I
Tim,
feel
can you
about
say
texting.
Tim,
I'll
keep
go on.
talking.
Anyway, I just want you to know
Say
right
what?
off the bat, I fully
Kelsey?
accept how fucking weird
Just
this
say
is.
Kelsey?
I'm sorry, but like
Yeah.
I said, I think if you give me a second, you'll probably end up laughing. And not that you need my
Do
permission.
you need multiple
but feel
versions
free to just
for
direct
AI
directly
to
at me
generate
for
my
being a
noise?
fucking idiot.
Kelsey.
I'm surely about to
Kelsey.
Who
Kelsey?
did this?
Dude,
No,
dude, it's
I
so
could see it
perfect.
like 5 years just coming
So
back to haunt Tim, and it wasn't even
Dude,
him.
that's it. No, because I'm gonna put it out as a fucking, as a meme that this is Tim. Dude, I remember earlier I heard it and I was like, dude, that's Tim, and it's something in my brain
I
right
haven't
now.
heard
It's
the
just that I
voice
need
until
to do
now.
this.
And then as you were talking, I was like, oh wait, which one's recording? I couldn't tell.
Well, this has been a fucking lovely episode, I think, guys. Oh yeah, I started before we even got on the call.
I do have a real quick
Any last
question.
final words? Yeah, let's go into it.
What do you guys think happens with Ezra Miller after this? Do you think
How the fuck have they not fired him? I thought everything was like confirmed and like.
and video evidence?
Like,
there's,
yeah,
I
there's
mean,
no-
is
of
weird
just
shit, a lot
the
of weird
things
shit.
that are caught on video, I feel like that would be enough.
Yeah, I mean, he
You
did
know?
choke a woman on camera, and then apparently he threw a chair at a
Threw a
woman,
chair,
and
yeah.
he slapped a woman. There's a lot of stuff that happened.
yeah, I
The fact
honestly.
that they let him have a speech. I don't know if you saw his speech at the premiere. Like,
Oh yeah,
I did not see that. What
Yeah,
was that?
they
was
thought
like,
he was going to be
"Thank you
hiding.
so much for like accepting
Yeah.
my accents and my personality or identity or something.
no.
I was like, have they like let him off the hook? Because the
I don't
speech he
know. I
gave
mean,
to,
Jonathan Majors. It feels like he got let off the hook, and I feel like
Yeah,
it's a
but those
push.
are different companies.
But they're the same type of a thing.
But it doesn't matter. They're different companies. So
I know,
obviously
but that's
they're
what I'm
gonna
saying.
make separate
I
decisions.
think it's whoever blinks first. I think if DC,
I don't think
fires
Marvel
Ezra.
gives
I
a
think
fuck what they
what-
do. I really
stuff-
think that they'll do whatever they
the
do.
stuff
Go
that
ahead.
happened with Majors is to be confirmed, right? But the Ezra Miller, like the
No, Major's
crazy
shit
stuff
is
too.
pretty solid.
yeah,
Major's
they
shit is pretty
anybody,
solid.
yeah, they,
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like I mean,
And then the guy
you
who
can hope he
played
changes.
Namor is in for the same thing right now too.
Oh,
so
is he really? Oh no.
They know how to cast villains apparently.
stop
Yeah,
beating
right.
women.
Yeah, or just do it consensually.
What?
Well, I think the Namor thing was like a sexual assault, wasn't it?
Oh no, that's way worse.
Yeah, I think it was much worse.
Yeah, well, that's
I
a
think
great note to the
if
podcast.
Flash,
so I can-
if Flash doesn't do good at the box office, I think Ezra's gone automatically.
Yeah, no, I think
Oh,
Ezra's probably
he-
gonna go on this.
You know, the thing that I don't understand is like I heard the reports when what the fuck is the company Discovery bought Warner Brothers,
Yeah.
that they were, like losing so much money they could only release a certain amount of films a year, which is why they cancelled all these films. But every film they've released, like Black Adam and The Flash, like all these films are losing money. So I don't know,
Right.
like how are they still making movies? I don't.
Well, and then
I'm
the Batgirl movie got straight up canceled after it was completed. At that point, it's like, why
Yeah.
not just? Put
I
it
think
on
that movie
streaming?
would have did good.
The excuse I heard there was like they couldn't afford to release more than like one more film in that year.
Yeah,
And
cancel
I was
Black
like,
Adam.
okay,
That's what I
so
was.
Just
release
push it
Black
back
Adam
then.
and lose money, like the fuck?
I mean, they were also using a lot of those films being canceled as tax write-offs,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is like,
They have a-
I suspected they knew the writer's strike was coming, so they knew they were going to be losing money. So that's why they wanted to. They did that too. I would imagine is they
I
canceled those,
guess so.
especially because like you said, the tax write-offs. Because if you know that the writer's strike's about to happen, you already know you're going to lose money. Well, how can you reclaim some of that money? And that's. But I don't think they thought Black Adam was going to do that bad. And
Yeah, and it did
I
very, very
mean,
poorly.
I saw that garbage, and I could tell you it was going to do that bad.
Yeah.
2
bad
or
for-
3 weeks ago, we were discussing the writer's strike and like AI. Did you guys see? Because we just talked about the visual effects artists, like
Yep.
overwork. You guys have seen the Secret Invasion stuff?
No.
Yeah.
The whole opening was done using AI. Like,
Oh,
no.
there was
shit.
an artist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially like 2 weeks after Spider-Verse came out, and they're cranking out a whole part of the thing that's just AI generated. Feels like a spitting in the face of,
That's
like
crazy.
the amount
Yeah.
of people you could have
This one-
employed to make
This one's
that,
not even
yeah.
like.
and instead
theory.
there's 8 people credited with like the guy who like runs the program, the guy who typed the thing into the program. It's like
That's so stupid.
you have 8 people credited for doing next to nothing, really,
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
like
that
if
could have
people
been
are-
like 30 animators.
That,
If people
but that
are
opens
putting
the
out-
gate for more indie films though too, because people are gonna want. They're gonna look at that and be
Yeah,
like, "This
but-
isn't authentic. This is just fake." Like Like, people want a real experience, and that's the reason why the CGI, at least especially now with Marvel, people are finally coming to terms with how bad it is. But yeah, you see how bad the CGI is. It's not like the AI is making it better. So it's, I don't know.
Well, I feel like there's crossover between like crypto bros and people who are like super like apologists for using AI for everything.
Yeah.
Because on Twitter, and like it granted, it took me a while to find these people on Twitter, just because you really do kind of have to dig for these people. They're not like this majority. There's a lot of people who like defend it, or people who like don't understand like why is AI bad. Like, I didn't notice it was bad art, and it's like, well, first of all, it's concerning, but also,
yeah.
But I don't know. It's
I have the take of like, if you're using it as like a tool, it's all right, but
yeah, but if it's your primary.
Oh, I mean the concept art, the concept image that I rendered for my editor to have a VFX concept thing for our film right now, that's AI generated.
Okay.
It's like, but we're using that purely as a concept thing.
Yeah,
We're not going to use that in the final film.
It would be the same thing as going back and saying like, oh, Tim, you can't do this like 3D stuff for your film.
And the other thing is,
well, it makes storyboarding a lot easier though, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're using AI, like you would use it for like your concept art. But I can just picture, because especially back in the day when you watch these old documentaries on films and that, like, you see they can draw every freaking scene and they put it on the board, and it's just like, if you have an AI program that can essentially render that out. And then you can
for these large companies, it will be interesting to see what the ramifications are for who they're scraping their data from. Because I think when we start to get into things like, what makes something copyright infringement, directly pulling from it, generally speaking, does so. And there have been many instances where like AI, for example, will literally spit out certain things that are like literally pulled from another direct thing, and you'll see like somebody's like signature on something.
Ghosted.
So I imagine that their AI is probably much more sophisticated. However, you're not even going to be scraping just your own data in order to get a proper AI that's going to make the quality of animation that you want. You're going to probably want a massive amount of data scraping for that, and that leaves you open on the back end to large amounts of potentially being sued because of copyright infringement of all these various either people's works, or at the very least taking and scraping a lot of these AI APIs, when a lot of these APIs are now charging a lot of money for all of this shit. And in certain circumstances, I've seen there's been issues where hackers apparently have been like getting in and still scraping API data regardless, and then there's a whole other thing happening there with copyright to like, there's just a lot of precedent that is not set in many different sections.
Do you think you'll have to create almost a whole like secondary legal system for AI and copyright? Because it feels like a lot of there's not a lot of like laws regarding copyright that are specific to certain situations, which is why so many people get away with copyright striking people.
Right. Yes. Like, currently it's transformative, which is why AI is kind of a thing. Like I was telling you guys later, but I'll say this for Peter. For that concept image that I rendered out for Prologue, one of the images that it pulled from had watermarks on it. And so all of the versions it was rendering out, it had this watermark over it because the program itself doesn't understand the context of anything it builds. It's only pulling from images. Well, I can't make hands, it can't make faces properly, it can't make eyes properly, mouths are often weird for it. And on top of that, the other thing that I noticed was they're having this issue now that there's so much AI art out there that AI is using AI generated art as it's pulling from that as reference. So the art quality is being depleted even worse and worse.
And on top of that, I think there is going to be a distinction in the future. I think there is something special that happens when we add experience to other pieces of art, right? Yeah. When we think of something, kind of what you said, Tim, Tim, where there is no context that is being given by the machine because there is no such thing as context within a machine, unless we want to start getting into the weird philosophical areas where we want to treat each other like robots, and then it starts to get into some really strange territories, right? So I think, generally speaking, I think we're going to get to a point where we do just distinct, like, hey, this is a human-made thing where context, experience, and human hands have gone into this. And even though I think, of course, productivity will always increase, that's kind of the law of capitalism, is that it just constantly will get better and better. So you'll need less and less people. I think you will always have to have human hands and context put into it. Otherwise, it gets to a point where I think you have no legal copyright over it. And I think in the future, I think all AI art will probably just end up being public domain unless it is personally like shifted in a meaningful way by human hands.
The one thing I see, well, the
like
one thing in
NFTs? Because like the Bored Ape stuff was all
yes,
AI generated.
yes, and then now they basically it was stated that none of those things can hold any copyright value in any way, shape, or form because they were AI, and so that is already actually happening to a certain degree. I forgot about that case. Yeah, good point, Tim.
The one thing I mean, you've seen like in movies and that it usually rolls at like the end of the credits. Like any like references or images or depictions are completely fictional and not like essentially to protect them from copyright and lawsuits, even with like real things like in movies, not even AI generated. So I imagine they kind of will.
Well,
do
that's
the
the
same
thing is they'll
right?
just see. That's the thing is they'll figure out what the most minor thing for transformation is, and then they'll do that. However, people like Disney, etc., have been fighting for stricter and stricter copyright laws for so long.
Look what happened to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It's fantastic.
Well, that's public domain. There was a controversial thing where there was basically this painting of this family, and this guy transformed it, and he changed the color of the people like into like blue and red, and then he like made it into a statue. But it was a complete copy of the other thing. And they said even though it was a different form of art and the color tones were different, it was not transformative enough to be transformative. So it was not his copyright.
The base image is
so
the most
the base image you need to genuinely manually change in some major shape or form, or else it won't change.
Parts of like the base image and ship
away and move away. But yes, and so you get to a good question of like there is some line in some area between, hey, this is the exact amount that you need to change it to make it transformative. But right now, the standards are already pretty high.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see what happens now with AI and everything. Like I said, like you said, Peter, like I agree. I think if you can use it as a tool, especially like storyboarding for people like myself who can't draw and really would love to be able to sit there and create a storyboard based on that, or even help with sometimes like screenplay writing, like certain words or something like that can kind of help. Like even Microsoft Word kind of helps you. Hey, did you mean this word?
Well,
or,
obviously
like,
that's
search,
like that's a very rudimentary old school form, of like
but it's
automation and whatnot.
That it makes things easier for yourself without taking complete control away from you.
Yeah, 100%.
AI. Yeah.
Go ahead, Peter.
Sorry. I feel like I have a much more cynical view the last couple of weeks where like the Flash and like Fast X, the final sequence of Fast X CG was so bad.
Family, that's why I put my son in harm's way every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like when we were discussing like Ghosted might be AI generated. It's like Disney is now using AI for Marvel. I'm like, so quickly I feel like these people that were like overpaid and VFX artists have been complaining, they're just going to be gone. Because if people put up with like the Flash, they're just going to put up with like the shit that Disney's going to be able to churn out. Maybe it'll be a few years before it's good enough to like fully do stuff.
Yeah,
but
that's
like
something human made.
Like, Minions 3 was AI generated.
Yeah,
I could see it. Like those kind of films could just be no hands on, and it's depressing. But I think we're going to get to that point where there's just like AI films. Like
and then it is sad because then everything is simply just IP based. It's like, in what way can we change this like one IP and enough to make it new, so that way we can just reschedule it and repackage it, which they're already doing.
Yeah, you see
just
that
even more.
Disney Plus stuff, because if they're happy enough with the quality of the AI to do like a minute and a half opening for Secret Invasion for Marvel, surely soon like this, like the stuff that they do for kids, like the Pixar spin-offs and all that stuff, like surely they're just gonna AI generate those. They're just not gonna give a fuck.
Like kids would not know the lack of quality, and they would just be given. They would just be spoon fed all this AI stuff and not know that it's crap.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse AI episodes, one every hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, so
I still want to make a Eeyore movie where he's depressed and suicidal, and he
we will do that.
He becomes American Psycho Eeyore.
He's not in public domain yet. We figured that out. Neither is Tigger or the rabbit. So
what if
anyway,
Winnie the Pooh was addicted to coke?
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us during today's Tripodcast. If you did enjoy, you can find all of the links down below for Peter, for Tim, for Jason, for myself. We have Smokin sessions for movie review content. We also have movie sessions for movie review content. CrazyRocky for variety content. Gaming sessions for gaming content. Peter has React channels, and Tim, he does Tim things. Yeah, he does Tim.
I'm making movies. Yeah. I'm making movies right now.
He offers you his wares. That's why he has his jacket open.
He's
like
actually
that.
Tim's an AI.
Right.
Tim is an AI.
Snake oil.
No, Tim is the guy who wants Kelsey's number. So run, Kelsey.
Kelsey.
All right, guys. Well, anyway, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Boom.
Spaced out of my head to the depths of the universe. It's a spell or a chance just to open up a newer curve.